Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Denny Chess and today we will discuss about Pokemon Go. So this one's a little bit throwback about Pokemon Go. The game, the Pokemon Go, the game where it's you know it used the AR, the augmented reality as well, as the feature of the game. And yeah, mind you that this one is different from Pokemon Let's Go. This one is about not about that. This one is about the Pokemon Go in itself, the game, right? The game where you have to actually move to find Pokemons, right? To start things, this one was released in 2016, right? So it's probably already been 6 years ago, right? Um, I still remember the first time playing it. Like playing it in my house anyway. Like, just me during the off class season, where I have like about 1 month off, like free time basically in between semester. I play this, right, in my house, and then but unfortunately that time in my house when I played this, there is not much going around, right? We need to actually move to play the game, right? But the thing is that you know moving over here, moving here didn't actually yield anything anyway. Like, when you play a game like this, when you move, you will expect something to happen, right? Some Pokemons to appear, right? But here in my, in my house, there is not really something like that. Because again, my house is about like residential area, so there is not much like a monument or an iconic place or stuff like that that will become a Pokestop in the game, because in game Pokestop only appear in in real life monuments, right? But there's not really much over here. Like, I need to walk about 1 kilometers away until the nearest Pokestop, right? And then from that Pokestop to another Pokestop, that's also 1 kilometer around, give or take, right? That's just so much walking, right? Might as well do jogging or running, in the park or something like that, right? Instead of doing this. So yeah, it became not fun, at least in my house. But until then I get back to the university again, and I went back to my dormitory, where everything starts to become something like, because again, near my university there's just a lot of places for the students, right, to go to hang around. Therefore there's a lot of Pokestop, um, like the place that, like, basically the one, the gym, right, the gym, where someone can conquer that spot and then put their best Pokemons, right, and then see if others can beat it, right, basically. So yeah, there's that. The thing about this is that there's just plenty of this in this house. So uh, consider this is my dorm, right? So the amount of Pokestop is just lots of them. Like, you move, you will find Pokestop. Like, you walk for a bit, you will find Pokestop, and it's just like that. There's just a lot of them. And then from my room, when I play the game from my room, hello, why cannot I write anything? Oh, it must be my YouTube uh, upload stuff, right? Just like that, a little bit laggy if that happens. So yeah, there's that. Um, so from my room, when I open the app, there's like 3 or 4 Pokemons that will randomly appear without having me to move, which is crazy, right? like far more different from when I'm at home. At my house, there is no Pokemon at all that will appear. Even when I walk for a while, it's just so rare for that to happen, right? And then, just me in my dormitory in near university, there's just like four Pokemons always appearing in my phone, just like I got so many duplicates of Pokemons basically, right? Like yeah, there's that, and then when I start moving, there's just a lot of them appearing basically, which is great. Which was great. That's why I kind of got invested in playing this game back then during my university time. Although it eventually died out, right? People eventually got bored and stuff like that, and then there's just a lot of hacks, a lot of people cheating and hacks as well, right? Um, there is already some prevention that the game the developers made, but it still was pretty much trespassable, right? Like people just bypass those security, like those layer of security, and just eventually cheats and hacks and stuff like that, right? Which was kind of frustrating. And then my friends that actually cheated and hacked doing that eventually got bored of the amount of pokemons that they have and stuff like that, while me getting bored of just getting bored of people cheating basically. So eventually all of us got bored, right? And then we just didn't play the game ever again, um, not even reinstalling it. But until last year, I actually curious about the game, right? So I reinstalled the game, and I was kind of surprised that I left a Pokemon in a tube where it will eventually hatch the egg, right? And I left this egg over here for 5 years. There is like a date where it was created, right? Where it was made, and like basically there's a date which says 2016. So it's been 5 years over there, and but the thing is, I didn't actually play it anymore, so it's probably 6 year by now anyway. So the egg has been there for 6 years essentially now, and yeah, because I'm at my house, right? I graduated and I went back. Well, not really. I went back first and then graduated, right? And then since then I was just at home, like at home basically. And then again, like I said in the beginning, my home is just barren. There is no Pokemons over here. There is no Pokestop. If I want to go to the Pokestop, I had to basically like move 1 kilometers away at least, and that's just frustrating for me anyway. And yeah, it becomes not fun because I think the game kinda like kinda use or implemented where the amount of Pokemons that appearing only depending on the amount of Pokestop kinda. So if it's like a crowded area, then there will be more Pokemon, right? If it's like in a residential area where there's not much going around, well, by residential area I mean that uh, place where surprisingly people not really hang around the most, right? Although it's the house, residential area like housing complex and such, but like most of the time people are not home anyway, right? And then the amount of, again, like I said, the amount of real life monuments that can create the Pokestop in game, not much as well, right? And therefore the lack of Pokestop, and probably that also followed by the amount of Pokemon becoming very rare to appear, right? And then when it appears, it's just probably Caterpie, or Caterpie, I don't know what it's called, how to pronounce it, like the worm basically, and then a Zubat or stuff like that, right? Like low tier Pokemon, I would say, and yeah, that's about it. But recently, because of the Pokemon explosion era that happened since 2020 and then 2021, 2022 as well, then people start, actually, I think people actually downloaded the game again just to reminiscing, right? Like, um, just to remember, right? Although I don't think people actually play the game anymore. I mean, I don't know the stats, right? But I feel like me and then some other people that I know also re-downloaded the game and started playing again. Although, last time I reinstalled was last year and didn't actually play it since then, and I'm actually not playing it anymore like right now. But there's a thing, right? Like, because of the Pokemon era, where people just trading cards and stuff like that, opening lucky box, opening packs and stuff like that, and then there's also the fact that Pokemon just reached, I believe, 20 or 25. I think 25, right? 25 years anniversary, and then there's just so much hype around it, right? And then I think people actually look at Pokemon Go again for a while, and there's that. But yeah, this is like more like a throwback discussion about Pokemon Go. I remember back in my university, I just, this is basically my dorm, right? And then there's also other house and dorm as well, and then there's like circling road over here, right? Like, like there's just a lot of crossroads, right? Because it's a residential area as well, but it's near university, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff over there, right? A lot of monuments that create Pokestop, right? So I remember, in the afternoon when I just prepare food for dinner, looking for food for dinner, I just walk around my, area over here, right? And it kind of blew my mind where, each step I got encountered by so many Pokemons. Like, let's pick other color over here. Let's pick the blue. So yeah, the amount of oh, doesn't actually exist there. What about red? Um, yeah, the amount of Pokemon that's appearing actually kind of blow my mind as well, because just circling around this area, it's just getting a lot of Pokemons. Not only circling, because me staying in my dorm, actually there's a lot of Pokemon as well, and it's just kind of crazy if you ask me, because Pokemon just came to you, not you came to Pokemons, like in my house over here. So yeah, there's that. um and then I also play on university as well. My university is that way. Like there is a very large university over here, university area, and just playing it in my university again, there's just so many Pokemons over there as well, which kind of confused me, right? I think the game kind of tells that if there's a lot of people over there that also has Pokemon Go, then the amount of Pokemon will also increase. Probably, I don't know how they program that. Maybe it's also depending on the amount of Pokestop as well, but I don't know, right? Again, I don't know, but I remember that there's just a lot of people that boosting, basically, I think what it's called. When people boost the area so that like the amount of Pokemon will increase, the amount of items you got from Pokestop will increase and stuff like that. I remember lots of people just queuing voluntarily boosting the area as well, and it's kind of crazy. But yeah, that's about it, I guess. I kind of want to play that again, but again, I lived in a very like very quiet area, residential area that's very quiet. There's not much buildings around, and yeah, that's about it. I guess I won't be playing, but maybe one day if I move to big city or big town, then I will probably consider playing again, and maybe that will be featured in this channel. Although technically that will reveal where I live, right? Because of the the Pokestop mentioning actual real life places, and then the road configuration as well, where people can tell where I live, right? But the thing is that I don't really care about that, at least not for now anyway. Because I believe that you guys probably live across the seas, across the ocean. I don't think actually someone will actually come here to stalk me. Not now anyway, but maybe like uh, tiny chance in the very far future. Probably right, but I don't think that's a problem. Again, like I don't know, like maybe it will be problem, maybe it's not, but who knows, right? Who knows what's gonna happen? But yeah, that will be it for today's discussion about Pokemon Go. One of the game that I actually love, surprisingly, that I actually played back then. Just because I love Pokemon, and then I love the concept of the game as well, where you need to actually move in real life to get more Pokemons, right? Although again, there's just so many so many Pokemons that um like there is only few types of Pokemons that could appear, right? But there is just a abundant amount of them near my area, and yeah, that's about it. um Also, there's also like a little bit of controversial about the game itself, because when it happened in 2016, a lot of people actually not enjoying it. Like they actually a lot of accidents happening, right? But I think that's just the user's fault, I would say. um, it's like basically when you use Google Maps and then you got lost, right? Can you actually blame Google Map for that? Or like maybe it's the GPS that screwing the positioning, and then it didn't get updated properly, and then you end up somewhere else, right? And then you follow that in somewhere else, and then you got lost, right? Can you actually blame the apps? I mean, you kind of can, right? But at the end of the day, it's the users, right? You need to be smart using it. You need to be smart playing the game, right? I need to be mindful of your surrounding. Honestly, when I played that, I think the game also has like PSA about the game also has PSA about what's your surrounding when you play the game, which is great in my opinion, because the game awares of that, right? About the possibility of the danger that it could bring to people, and actually some people actually got into accidents as well, right? Into trespassing and stuff like that because of this. But I think it's the user's fault, not the game. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow with another discussion. Stay safe, stay healthy. If you play Pokemon Go, be mindful of your surrounding, be mindful of others, because you might hurt someone else's, or you might even hurt yourself if you're not careful. So yeah, anyway, see ya.